We understand that the economies we invest in have, over a longer period of time, they grow faster than developed market economies. We're also aware that the cycles these economies go through are deeper than the ones developed markets go through themselves. We have to account that in our investment process. In accounting for the assessment of these risks, what we have found is that there is no external tool that we can use that perhaps gathers enough information to go around this. So what we have done is we've tested variables, macroeconomic variables, with the returns of the markets that we invest in. And what we found is that there are certain variables that seem to correlate very well with downside risk, that is, the risk of these economies, of these markets underperforming given certain changes in the economic backdrop, of downside risk into our process.
We use a proprietary model to assess country risk. We don't see country risk as a top-down part of our process. We actually embed it in a bottom-up way. We don't see country risk as a beauty contest, so we're never comparing two countries to each other. We know that China's risks are very different than Brazil's risks. Rather, we're looking at change within a country. So declining inflation or a worsening current account to GDP is more important than how one country stands up to another.
We don't use this tool as a country allocator. We don't use this tool as a top-down approach to see which countries to invest in, which ones to avoid. What we understand is that given certain risks that are more pronounced or less pronounced today, is this risk assessment, how does it affect that company that we are invested in or that company that we're potentially investing in?
We get output of our model on a monthly basis, and each analyst is responsible for looking at the output of that model and then determining how the output, how certain risks, elevated risks, may impact the earnings of the company he or she is looking at. Once they determine if there is exposure, then they may adjust their target valuation, or what we consider to be the target PE, for exposure to that risk. So we aim to really have a standard way of looking at country risk. That's the objective part, but what is subjective is that it's each analyst's responsibility to determine how it may impact a specific company.